Will the Congress government in the state of Karnataka now go after BJP leaders? Remember the PCM campaign during the previous BJP regime? Well, a major report on the 40% commission scam under the previous BJP government in Karnataka has been submitted to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Remember all these posters that we're showing you? DK Shivkumar, Siddaramaiah, the Congress party marching, carrying out those rallies of Basavaraj Bommai at the center of these posters with the Pay CM tagline after several of those contractors during the previous regime came out and said the government allegedly asks and forces us to pay 40% commission to carry out these development works. Now, retired Karnataka High Court Judge Justice Nagamohan Das, he has presented findings that suggest contractors were forced to pay a 40% commission to government officials just to get their project funds released. Now, the allegations were first brought forward by the Karnataka State Contractors Association, which had even written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi back in the day, raising concerns over rampant corruption in the government tenders. The report that has now been submitted to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah after the governments have changed hands claims that over 40% commission was being demanded in public works, and it recommends a deeper investigation into how contracts were awarded back in the BJP rule. Now, will this report lead to accountability and legal action, or will it turn into a political witch hunt? That's the big question that we're trying to ask at this point in time. That's the report being submitted to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, and to the left sides of what we saw during Congress's campaign against the BJP government back in the state of Karnataka just a couple of years back, the Pay CM campaign, the posters that we saw, the rampant corruption, KSE Shurappa, that case also making headlines. A flashpoint between the BJP and the Congress was the 40% commission, the 40% Sarkara, and those kinds of allegations that were leveled against Basavaraj Bommai. My colleagues, Gautam Shankar and Mohammad Wajiullah with us on the broadcast here. Gautam, let me quickly come to you. You know, the first thing that comes to my mind is KSE Shurappa. He's saying, I'm not going to resign from my post. Basavaraj Bommai getting pressurized to, the ouster of KSE Shurappa. And Vaji is also with us on the broadcast. Vaji, if you remember, during the previous elections, I was there with you in Karnataka, and the biggest thing that helped out the Congress was, in fact, this Pay CM campaign. Gautam, is this going to turn into a witch hunt now? The Congress government will now be looking to go after all these BJP leaders as well. What is it that you're picking up from your sources? What's the road forward when we're looking at Pay CM?
Yes, so what we understand here is that this Karnataka Contractors Commission scam, had made huge headlines back when the elections happened. And like you rightly pointed out, this Contractors Commission scam went on to become the PCM campaign of Karnataka Congress. And this highlighted basically the 40% commission scam, which basically was one of the pivotal reasons which led to the downfall of the BJP government back then as well. And now what we understand is that the panel that was probing this 40% commission allegation by the previous BJP government has been submitted to CM Siddaramaiah. So now CM Siddaramaiah is sitting with this report that has been submitted by Justice Nagmohan Das committee, and he has got complete details of what is the kind of scams that had happened, or the 40% commission that was indeed taken by the previous BJP government. Now, this committee report itself was submitted to Siddaramaiah on March 12th, and he is privy to all the information as well. Now, he hasn't yet made the committee's report and the content in it public yet. But what we understand is that this could play a key role in also the shaping of what happened next. Because keep in mind, this particular government, the Congress government as well, has been under the scanner as well by the Karnataka contractors body. Because what they said is there is more commission now than there was under the BJP regime, and that had led to a lot of anger against the Siddaramaiah government as well. So, what is really in this Justice Namohan Das committee report here? That will be very key to understanding how the political story plays out in this particular issue here, Kabir.
Absolutely right. Vaji, we're also picking up that this report that has now been submitted to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, the panel has recommended that there is a clear need for a deeper probe into the BJP rule. What else can you help the viewers with? How are you looking at these developments? And do we have any information as to what this report pertains to? Any insider information as to what is on this report?
Well, the details of this report, as we speak, is not available for the public. But what we already know is that the ambit of investigation that was done by Justice Das goes beyond the allegations that were already leveled. Not just the politicians were questioned, but also, if you remember, there was a particular bank scam that had happened at that point of time. That also has come under this ambit. Private cases that were leveled against government officials for taking bribe. That also has been considered into this particular report, and close to 20,000 pages have been prepared with regards to all the allegations that were leveled against the previous government, with regards to contractors, with regards to the bank scams that have taken place, with regards to illegal, with regards to other activities that have not been mentioned so far. But it's not just the politicians that have been there, it's the officials that were there at that point of time. Now we'll have to see how the government uses this report, because this was one campaign that you rightly mentioned that brought the Congress government to the forefront of the election, and it won them the election with a huge margin. We are seeing the BJP coming up with their own version of PayCM, where they're alleging that there is a 60% scam, but they've not been able to provide any such information, nor have any contractors come out in large numbers like they came in the last time. They had written a letter to the chief minister with regards to how they're asked to pay 30 to 35% commission before the project begins and 5% after it. So nothing like that has come out. But the BJP has been alleging a 60% scam in this government also. Now, how this 40 and 60 is going to collide with each other is something we'll have to wait and watch in the coming days. But yes, this report that has been given has also come out with a caveat that it has merit to it, and these 20,000 pages has more than what the allegations was. It was what Justice Das has said. So we'll have to actually wait and watch when the report is made public, and then we'll get to know how many allegations have been true and what is not true.
Absolutely right. After a very long time, it seems like Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has something back in his arsenal as well. And even before we talk about the immediate impact, it's going to be very interesting to see whether this is going to turn into a full-blown corruption case, disqualifications, resignations. I mean, we'll have to wait for it all. Voucher News9 to bring you all the latest, thanks to these two gentlemen with me on the broadcast here. Gautam and Vaji, do stay on with me. We need your inputs on this next story that we're tracking as well, of course, pertaining to the Sandalwood actress Ranya Rao. More trouble for Kannada actor Ranya Rao in the gold smuggling case. Now, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence has made a big revelation in Bengaluru Special Court on Wednesday. As per DRI, a protocol officer who allegedly helped Ranya Rao dodge the security checks at the Bengaluru airport received instructions from his seniors. DRI alleged that the actor exploited VIP airport protocols meant for senior officials to bypass security checks. Officials told the court that the state protocol officer would go to the immigration and pick up the actor's luggage for a fast-track security clearance. And the investigators also informed that Ranya exited the airport through the green channel with the help of a protocol officer instead of the red channel. Listen in. We've got a reaction coming in from the DRI official.
So unless such allegation is there, CBI will not get jurisdiction. CBI's jurisdiction in state of Karnataka is virtually non-existent unless government permission. That is what the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act also contemplates. Therefore, in order to get jurisdiction, in order to probe an issue, they have shown it as a multi-state, number one. Secondly, involvement of officials of the central government under a central law. Therefore, they have come in for the investigation. Let them investigate. CBI can investigate, look into all aspects. Obviously, Delhi team has come to seize this is one information that is going around. If that is the case, then the team, DRI in Bangalore, obviously was complicit in the matter. So we will see.
Now, the actress is said to have confessed to the Department of Revenue Intelligence that the smuggled gold that she did smuggle this time was for the first time and learned how to hide it from a YouTube platform. She also said that she had never brought or bought gold from Dubai earlier before this particular case. Meanwhile, CBI has filed an FIR against the actor in this case. The court, which was hearing Ranya's bail petition on Wednesday, reserved its order for the 14th of March. Several political reactions that are also coming out, but let me first quickly go across to my colleagues, Mohammad Vajiullah and Gautam Shankar, and continue to be with us on the broadcast here. Vaji, first and foremost, right at the onset, the police had clarified that they were tracking Ranya's movement. They were saying that she would go there, come back the very next day. There's no event, no concert to attend to, no business meeting. She would go, she'd come back. Now Ranya is saying that this was the first time she did it. She used YouTube to learn how to hide and use these clever tactics to conceal, ingenious tactics to conceal the gold biscuits. What is it that you're picking up? Each passing day, fresh, murkier details. Police is heavily involved in this, isn't it?
Well, Kabir, yes, the case is getting murkier by the day. A lot of agencies are getting involved. DRI was the first one that was involved. Now we saw the CBI investigating. Then CID was also initiated, but that also was taken off. And now the ED has also jumped into it. So it's become a multi-agency investigation, and everyone has their own piece of information. Now, what we're listening from Rania is that in court she had said something else, and in front of the investigating officer, there are versions that are coming out with regards to this entire thing. Now, the entire part where she said that she used YouTube to learn the entire the way to conceal gold. She used other social media channels to learn how this was done. And apart from that, when it comes to the investigation, she's also gone on to say that there was certain person who was who used to come and give her these things, and they used to tie it around her, and 4 to 5 lakh was given to her per kg. So these are a few things that she's told the DRI in her investigation, is what we've learned from our sources. But when it comes to the court, she's denied all these allegations. She said that she was verbally abused. So what we are listening to is that there is another, a deeper nexus to this entire matter. The police is also investigating this on a larger scale because they believe that bigger people are involved in this. The name of a Swamiji has come out. A businessman has been arrested. There is a raid happening at Prestige Acropolis, where a person by the name Jatin is also being investigated. So the ambit is becoming bigger and bigger by the day. We'll have to wait and watch how bigger this nexus gets, because if you see the areas like Hyderabad, Bombay, Bangalore, it has a larger market for black market gold. And these are the places where gold gets. We've already seen Kerala, which had previous cases of gold smuggling, where the chief minister's close aides were involved in it. And now this has hit Bangalore also. Bangalore, which has already been a hub for gold smuggling previously. So the ambit for investigation is becoming bigger and bigger by the day. The case is blown up because it had an actress involved in it. Otherwise, if you remember, right the next day itself, there was another case of gold smuggling with a visually impaired person, where gold close to 4 kgs were tied to his belly was also sent. So we are going to see this case going for a longer time right now, because the ambit of investigation is becoming larger and larger by the day.
Ambit of investigation becoming larger and larger. Gautam, the CBI's involvement in legal action is one aspect to look at. The actor has made her own confessions, and her modus operandi is something that one can talk about. But the DRI's sensational revelations about the investigation, I mean, the protocol loophole allows such a major security breach. And the actress here says she's doing it for the first time. The police is now involved. There's a Swamiji, like Vajji spoke about. There's a businessman who's already, the noose is tightening up upon him. This is definitely not the first time the actress was doing or partaking in such smuggling on mule-related activities.
Absolutely. From the DRI's arrest memo, it's very evident, isn't it, that it may not be the first time Kannada actor Ranya was involved in smuggling gold through the airports, because this DRI memo makes it very clear that she, while she was going through, she appeared very confident, and she basically said that she had nothing to declare while crossing through the Green Channel. But it was then that the metal detector flagged off something on a person, and after this is when she also failed to provide proof of purchase of declaration of the recovered gold as well. And this are all the red flags. And now keep in mind that not just Ranya Rao, now a couple more arrests have been made, and they are also key to the investigation. One is a constable who has been identified as Basvaraju. Now, what he says, because this constable was basically played a pivotal role in helping her cross through the grain channel and help get her out of the airport undetected with all the gold. So what he has to say will also be key in finding out whether official privilege was misused and who really helped her in this regard as well. And not just that, this person identified as Tarun Raju as well. Now he's in DRI custody and he's hotelier's grandson. Now, what is his connection in this whole gold smuggling case as well? Did he also help Ranya Rao get smuggled gold, and for what purpose? And the whole other investigation angle is the Hawala transactions that have been found out, which is why the ED has stepped in to identify and see if there are any foreign transactions that have happened. So there is still a lot to uncover in this case, and it seems like we are just at the tip of the iceberg right now, Kabir.
I think you've summarized it quite well, Gautam. We're right at the tip of the iceberg. At least with each passing day, the amount of murky details that are now coming out, it does go on to reflect the same. Many thanks, Mohammed Wajula and Gautam Shankar, helping us out on these two prime stories that we're tracking from Karnataka. We're going to keep coming back to you as in when you have more for us. Now, like I was mentioning before, political reactions are coming out as well. BJP versus Congress on this issue, even as the ambit, like what you was talking about, is becoming larger. Listen into what Congress leader Priyank Kharge has to say on this entire fiasco.
Well, see, it's the prerogative of the government. There is CBI, there is DRI investigating it, and they were, the opposition only were going hammer and tongue saying that we are trying to scuttle the investigation and everything. Whatever it is, let it happen free and fair if they think so. We also run a quite a capable agency over here. And what all the cases we have handed over to CBI, the CBI has always told that the state, CID or the SITs have done a fabulous job. So whatever it is, let it be investigated.
No, the question is CID can still parallelly investigate.
Yes, we can.
Have you succumbed to the pressure of opposition?
No, there is no question of succumbing to anybody's pressure. We work independently and we work transparently. And the government of Karnataka does not work at the behest or at the criticisms of the opposition. Okay. Let them give constructive criticism. If they have good suggestions, we'll adopt. But no, there is no question of trying to be slaves to anybody's pressure tactics.
Well, we have been talking about gold smuggling now, haven't we, for the past couple of days? Like what you was pointing out, because this was a sandalwood actress, people are now talking about it. There are so many that evade detection at airports when they're smuggling goods, especially gold. Now, gold smuggling through Indian airports has surged, and authorities are struggling to contain it. Take a look at this. Over 11,000 kilograms of gold worth 3,122 crore rupees has been seized in the last 5 years across 16,555 different smuggling cases. And despite crackdowns, more than 50% of smugglers managed to escape detection, making this a booming illegal trade. 2018 to 2019, that year saw 67% spike in cases. The very next year, 2019 to 2020, there was the highest seizure worth 858 crore rupees. About 8,401 people were booked for smuggling, and 50% smugglers evade detection at airports. At least that's what the data tells us. Let's also take a closer look at why gold smuggling never gets plugged, especially at airports. Why airports alone? Well, airports have become a hotbed for gold smuggling, with Mumbai, Kerala, and the national capital, Delhi, these airports leading in gold seizures. The Mumbai International Airport alone recorded a 73% increase in gold seizures in the financial year 2024, but officials admit only a fraction of smuggling attempts are caught. Smugglers recruit foreigners, especially from Sudan, Nigeria, Thailand. Many of them are women from impoverished backgrounds willing to take the risk. But then again, there are clever tactics and concealment methods that these smugglers use. Customs and DRI, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence officials, have uncovered shocking new ways smugglers hide gold, including gold disguised as shampoo, baby powder, and pancake mix. That's right, hidden inside bicycle frames, suitcase linings, and wheelchair parts. Gold is sometimes smuggled in bras, wigs, diapers, undergarments, and even inside the human body. Authorities say some melt gold into seed-shaped chips as well to hide in dates and capsules, whilst others mix these gold granules with other metals. And the latest trend? Well, foreign nationals are smuggling drugs into India and carrying foreign currency back as part of a larger network. Now, there are several reasons for this, but one of the major reasons is Mumbai city, considered a big market and a hub of syndicates. We're also learning that the government raised import duty on gold from 7.5% to 12.5% in July 2022 to curb the rising imports. And with an additional 3% GST, consumers pay 18.45% tax on refined gold. And if the gold price is considered 72,000 rupees per 10 grams, smuggling the same quantity reduces the cost to 58 to 60,000 rupees. Now, whilst gold seizures have increased by about 67% over the last 5 years, the sheer scale of operation means many smugglers slip through the cracks. The Enforcement Directorate and custom officials are stepping up digital profiling using travel histories and AI-driven screening to catch repeat offenders. The big question remains, will stricter policies and enforcement finally plug the smuggling loophole, or is this just the tip of the iceberg like we were talking about? Captain S.S. Panisar, former Regional Director, Madras Indian Airlines, and former Director, Flight Safety at the Indian Airlines, with us on the broadcast here. A very warm welcome to you, Captain. Always a pleasure to have you with us on News 9. Captain, help the viewers understand why the massive uptick in gold smuggling, and what is it that the tax and the custom duties and the custom officials can do more in terms of preventing such smuggling and smugglers evade detection. I understand there's a lot of crowd at airport. Today you've got massive technologies as well. What is it? What kind of techniques do these smugglers use, and what can the customs officials do more to curb this practice?
Well, let me tell you what they said. You explained it very well. You have heard it properly. The smuggling of gold is not a new item. It's a very old item, and it has been done very high-level agencies in connivance. Our intelligence agencies, I cannot say the information people are smuggling, they send them abroad. I can tell you one case, one aircraft coming out of Dubai to Calicut, it crashed. The pilot tried 3 times to land in spite of the very bad weather. But he landed. He knew that there were the 30 kg gold on board. I even reported to the secretary, so why don't they have CBI inquiry? They never carried out CBI inquiry to find out. Now, this gold smuggling is done at a very, very high level agencies who are involved, and they are properly trained. Most of the big airports, we have very good security like Bombay, Delhi, but small airports like Cochin, Trivandrum, Varanasi, and some airports in South, where the smuggling watchdogs are not enough there to catch these people. But gold smuggling is very old, and very high level agencies are involved, and they have total connivance. It's not that without any connivance, this much of gold is being smuggled into the country. It is our intelligence agencies, they want to catch everybody. It is all done mostly with the connivance. You cannot bring 40, 50 kg. An ordinary passenger can bring only half a kg of gold in different forms. But
well, a little bit of a technical difficulty over there with Captain S.S. Panisar's internet, but like he mentioned, it is not that easy as well. But even as we're talking about it not being easy, profiling continues. We're now using AI-driven screening to catch repeat offenders, and custom officials are stepping up their digital profiling. Travel histories are also taken into account because repeat offenders make sure that they do not travel on the same flying sector or use the same route when they're smuggling gold or are acting as mules. Mind you, drug traffickers and drug smugglers are also part of this gold smuggling nexus. Sometimes they bring drugs, take back gold, sometimes bring gold, take back money. Needless to say, custom officials doing the most they can at this point in time.